All right, thank you. Thank you everyone for being here today. So I just want to welcome to our Community Board 2, Bronx Community Board 2 Health Committee meeting of the month of April. Today's April 5th. And we have four items in the agenda for presentations that we're just going to go through. Um, so I just want to, Julia Cruz, who's a member of our committee, she let me know that she got caught up in her job and she won't be able to join us. So first of all, we just want to welcome to the New York City Department of Health and the Mental Hygiene. And I understand that Martha Vernesa is going to be doing a presentation about the RAT Academy training that they offer. So Martha, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Martha Vernaza from the New York City Health Department. I am the community coordinator with the New York City Health Department's Pest Control Services. Today, I wanted to go over some of our resources that our community members can use from our website. My understanding is that you Community Board 2 Bronx Community Board 2 was interested in learning about our 311 process, how to submit rodent complaints. I will also walk you through our rat information portal map, and I will also invite you to our Rat Academy trainings. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share, before doing so, I'm going to share our website and our general mailbox in your chat box. So I'm going to share my screen and you let me know when it's up.
Not yet. Okay, I
We're
can
up.
see.
Great. So I'm going to start with our website, nyc.gov/rats. Oops. nyc.gov/rats will bring you to our website. Our website includes our mapping tool, what we call the Rat Information Portal. So the Rat Information Portal, once you click on the link, will bring you to our map. Our map lets you know about rodent inspections within the 5 boroughs. So a green, so the shapes you see on the map, I'll zoom into Community Board 2 in the Bronx. So I'll turn on this toggle here, bottom left. I will use the drop down to go to Bronx Community Board 2. I want to give you an idea of what Community Board 2 looks like on the map, but of course you can also search using our search bar by submitting an address. We'll zoom in just a little bit, and you'll see that these shapes each indicate a property tax lot. Ralph, did you have an address maybe you wanted me to put in here as an example?
What's the address to the Villa Maria, 561 Fox Street, Cynthia?
Yes.
561 Fox Street, Fox
Okay.
Street. That'd be great. Thank you.
So 561 Fox Street. Your gray will indicate that the property has not been inspected in the past 6 months. The little dot will indicate where that property is located. It'll bring up another page, and it'll tell you the last time that we visited. It will go back as far as 2015. So 561 Fox Street was last inspected in August of 2017. The inspection passed. The job ID number is listed here. You'll also get information such as if the health department has treated. So when a property owner receives notices of rat activity on their property and they fail to remediate the problem, the health department does come out to remediate. We send our exterminators.
Sure, where do you want me to send it?
And
Email or text?
can we put everyone on mute, please?
Okay. Doing it
Cynthia,
right now,
please
sir.
mute yourself, Cynthia. Thank you.
Oh.
So those health department visits by our exterminators will be listed here. You'll get a block and lot. You'll get a BBL number. If for whatever reason you feel that you want more information about this property, like maybe the number of other visits, you can always email us at ratportal@health.nyc.gov. Provide us this PC number, and we can definitely give you more details on the property. Now, was there a reason why you picked 561 Fox Street? Is this one of your properties of concern?
Yes. We received from the homeowners there that they were issued summonses.
Okay.
I don't know if they're the Environmental Control Board. I don't know which, the
Well,
ECDs. I'm not sure what they actually received, and they knew more or less how to work this portal. But I was hoping that at least they'll be on because we invited them to the meeting tonight. So if they had any specific
right.
questions,
So it
um,
looks like it may have been a different agency because the last we were there was in 2017, and it looks like we passed the property. So
no,
if a
can,
property
can you go
passes,
back? Can you bring it back, Mr. Chair,
sure.
if you allow me? So this whole area, this whole section here is the Villa Maria homeowners. So
Okay.
is there any way so we went over the gray. Can you just go over the other colors so we know moving
Of
forward?
course.
This like
Um,
lime color looks like a lime, a
yes.
purple, and a
So
hot
your
pink
lime
or something.
green
The lime green, yes.
is your passed at last inspection. Um,
Okay.
And then the ones that show color indicate that they have passed inspection, failed inspection, or failed for other within the past 6 months. So we can see very close to the location that you gave me. So we'll look at 554 Fox Street. Um, we were also there in 2017. Um, So that's not accurate. Let me see what else we have around here. So this green means a past inspection. Your hot pink, let's look at this property. We were there in July 9th of 2021. This was a compliance inspection, which means the initial inspection passed. And then the initial inspection failed. The follow-up inspection passed on this date. And then, of course, if you email us these PC numbers, we can get more information. Your purple properties, your purple indicate failed for other. So other reasons why a property might fail would be conditions that are conducive to rat activity. So overgrown vegetation, allow for rat travel, easy nesting, easy burrowing, um, garbage that is improperly disposed will also lead to a failed for other or a purple on the map. And then these properties that you see with like a bold or a frame, these properties indicate that the health department has treated. So, for example, 1015 Leggett Avenue, the property I just clicked on here, this purple property, it failed for other on March 28th, so very recently. We have this job ID. If you email us the job ID, I can give you more details on why. This property seems to be a property that we're familiar with. We've been there 17 times. The property owner has failed to remediate, or at least did in 2015, because in 2015 we baited the property because the property owner failed to do so. Um,
So
so that
I'm sorry,
sorry,
Martha. I just have a question.
sure.
I just want to understand the process. When you said that you go there and do the inspection, what does the inspections entail?
Okay,
Do
so
you,
I'll
sorry,
get
I'm just
into
gonna
that
give you.
now.
No, it's just to understand. Also, I just want to know uh, who does the who does the actual inspection? Do you subcontract somebody to do it, or the actual DOH do does the inspection?
So that's a great question. So I'll go through our process as soon as I'm done here. So you'll see the tabs if you need help in navigating the map. You'll also see our FAQs. Um, we've tested the map. It's very user friendly. However, we have found that people do request additional information on properties. And if you are interested in receiving the additional information, feel free to email us those PC numbers that you find um, when you click on a property.
Great.
So now in response to
I
your
just want to
question,
acknowledge that we're joined by Clifford Muniz, who's the president of the Villa Maria Homeowners Association, who brought this to my attention. So thank you, Clifford, for joining us. We're actually using 561 Fox Street as an example, and on that entire block, there's no current violations or anything like that. So that's what Martha from DOHMH is just going over. So thank you.
hi, welcome. Yes.
How you doing?
So 561 Fox Street is this little dot here on our map. It doesn't look like we've been on this block recently. Um, if there are properties of concern on this block, you can bring them to our attention. And going back to our nysc.gov/rats, I can go over how to submit a complaint or the process, right? So we have this leaflet that we can share with the community board, and it goes over how do I submit a complaint. So the health department does have inspectors who go out and inspect the properties visually for the presence of rodent activity. Our inspectors will look for tracks, droppings, burrows, pathways, gnaw marks, or, as I mentioned earlier, are conditions conducive to rat activity. So, exposed or uncontainerized garbage, because these conditions attract and feed rats, or harbage conditions, overgrown vegetation, excessive clutter, because these conditions will provide a shelter and habitat for rats. So, once the health department receives your 311 complaint, and just to go back for a second, you can submit a complaint, or your complaints will go through 311. You can Google mouse complaint or rat complaint or rodent complaint to bring you to this. It'll ask you what type of location. Usually, if you're making a complaint about a residential property, you'll go to other um, places, and you'll make your report providing as much detail as possible, a description. It's very important that you submit a complaint for each individual property. Many times 311 will accept your complaint if you're, for example, reporting conditions between 78th Street, 79th Street, and Park Avenue, right? So 311 will accept that, but once we receive it at the health department, our inspector will not know specifically where to go. So we suggest that if you have multiple properties that you're concerned about, you submit a complaint for each of those properties. And you can do that through that 311. You can call, you can download the app. So I'll go back to our leaflet, our 311 complaint leaflet. So 311 is called. Our health department inspectors will come out and look for these signs of rat activity or these conditions conducive to rat activity. If these conditions are found, the property will fail. Once the property fails its initial inspection, the property owner will receive a commissioner's order to abate or a coda letter. This coda letter will provide information as far as when we were there, what we found, and specifically where. Front left of property, fresh droppings, for example, at front left of property. And it'll list specifically what the health department inspector found, and it will ask that you remediate the condition or contact us. There will be a contact phone number or our email on page 2 or the back of the first page of your coda letter, your commissioner's order to abate. The coda letters are mailed via U.S. Postal Service to the property owner on the tax record. Once the mailing is done, the health department inspector will come out for a second visit or a compliance visit. If the property passes the compliance inspection, the ticket is closed. If the property fails the compliance follow-up visit, the property owner on record will then receive a summons to the Office of Administrative Trial Hearings. It will have a date, and you will be expected to attend. I think they're doing them virtually now. Once you are summoned to oath, once a property owner is summoned to oath, it's out of our hands, so we always recommend that if you receive a coda letter, a commissioner's order to abate letter, you contact us immediately so that we can provide guidance or counseling on compliance steps. When summoned to oath, fines go from $300 to $2,000. Usually for those absentee landlords, those repeat offenders. Another thing that happens after the compliance inspection is failed and it is deemed a condition that the health department needs to take care of, the health department will send out health department exterminators to treat the property at the expense of the property owner, which is again why we highly recommend that if you do receive a coda letter or a commissioner's order to abate, you contact us so that we can guide you and help you towards remediation steps. The turnaround time for a 311 complaint can be up to 90 days. We recommend that when you are making a complaint about a property, you wait at minimum 30 days before making the same complaint about the same property. Otherwise, your complaint will duplicate into the original. So if I make a complaint today on April 5th about 4 Park Avenue, it would be recommended for me to wait until May 5th to call 311 again about this complaint. Sometimes 311 can be very vague about results or about any follow-up, but what you can do if you are making a 311 complaint is email us that 311 complaint ID so that we can provide additional follow-up information or so that we can flag it for our regional offices. So the 311 complaint number is very, very important. And of course, our RAT portal mailbox is good to have handy for any questions regarding any coda letters received or any 311 complaints made or anything that you might see on our map that you would like more information about. So as far as our RAT Academy goes, any questions on our map or our 311 complaints or our process so far.
I just have one question I just want to confirm. So the evaluation is based on the conditions of the area, not based on the amount of rats that you may see.
No, so we don't have to visually, of course, if we see a rat, automatically it's a fail. But we don't necessarily have to see the rat in order to fail a property. If we're seeing signs of rat activity, such as those tracks, those droppings, those burrows, those holes where they live, gnaw marks, or those conditions conducive to rat activity, right? Conditions that will attract and feed rats, conditions that will provide shelter and habitat. All of these conditions are reportable and will cause for a failed inspection. So I guess to answer your question, we don't have to actually see the rat, just knowing that those conditions and that proof of rats being there is there will cause for a failed inspection.
Okay. And my other question was, do you do an inspection of a location when someone put a 311 complaint, or do you have a schedule of going to locations and to just do the inspection?
Okay, so that's a great question. Um, I'm with the New York City Health Department's Neighborhood Rat Reduction Initiative. So there are identified areas within the boroughs. In the Bronx, it happens to be along the concourse. So these are areas that have been identified to have high levels of rat activity going by data 311 complaints. These particular areas, which we call neighborhood rat reduction zones or rat mitigation zones, will receive proactive indexing inspections that occur twice per year. So these areas are regularly inspected, or proactively inspected, rather. For areas that are outside of these zones, they will receive inspections triggered by 311 complaints. Bronx Community Board 2 is not in these areas, so it's not in one of our rat mitigation zones, or rat reservoirs is also what we call them. So for Bronx Community Board 2 in particular, inspections will happen when a 311 complaint is made.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have one question. I might have I came in late, so maybe I might have missed this question. The issues I was having with my homeowner associations, I had a homeowner ask me that she's been having rat conditions in front of her property, and I said, well, I advise her to call 311 and find out how they can help. Basically, she just called, just asking for help, not for someone to go by and issue her a violation, because she knows she has rats, and she tried to use poisons and traps. But either way, based on that 311 complaint that she made for her property, they issued her the summons, and when she went to they fined her. So
Right.
that was the issues that that she was basically having on her property. So I advise her not to call 311 anymore, because it's not even worth it if they're gonna charge her, or any homeowner.
So it's important to note that if you're calling 311, you're making a complaint about the property, right? So if you're calling 311 about your property, you're making a complaint against yourself, right?
Right.
Um,
She knows that now.
she knows that now.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't make a
you
311 complaint for that.
you all will have access to our mailbox, ratportal@health.nyc.gov. We do have case managers and inspectors that are willing to work with property owners, guidance. We have our Rat Academy, which I was getting into, but
Right.
it's important that homeowners, property owners are aware that sometimes just hiring a pest control company is not enough. It's kind of like a band-aid, right? Um, Property owners, homeowners need to understand that, there's also other things. And for example, those conditions, those others, right? Exposed or uncontainerized garbage, harborage conditions, overgrown vegetation, clutter. These are all conditions that may provide that attraction and opportunity for the rats to be in the space. So sometimes it's not just about hiring a pest control company, but also addressing other problems or other conditions that may be attracting the rats to the property. Because even though you're putting out traps and baits or whatever, rats may not be eating them because your heap of garbage is feeding them and they're not even thinking about going near that bait. So there's so many other factors involved and not just hiring a pest control company. And it's also important to note that if your property owner receives a CODA letter, CODA letters are the commissioner's order to abate. It tells the property owner, this is what we found, this is where it was, fix it. It's your responsibility to fix it. And there's numbers where they can call for our guidance. Our property owner is given the opportunity to reach us so that it doesn't reach the summons stage, so that we can work with the property owner through the problem, because we don't want rats either, right? It has to be like a community
Right.
thing. And most people unfortunately wait for that summons, and that's when they want to scramble and reach us. And by the time the summons is issued, it's out of our hands because now it's with the Office of Administrative Tribunal and Hearings.
Right.
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, it did.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We have
So the
assistant.
number.
I'm sorry. We have Assistant Commissioner Reyes with her hand raised also.
Okay.
Hi.
Nancy? Hi.
Hi, this is Anita from the health department also. I mean, we just recently spoke to a homeowner who was complaining about issues with the new development that's coming in the area. And so we said, instead of submitting the address where the person lives, it should be the new development because that's what's bringing the rats. Is that correct to say that if it's a park or a, empty lot, that's the address that you should be submitting?
Yes, you should always be reporting the address of the property of concern. Conditions like harborage conditions, clutter, overgrown vegetation, abandoned lots, right? Poorly managed green spaces, construction sites are all reportable to 311. Whether, and also I would like to say, I would like to include that our city-owned properties are also reportable. We don't find the city because we are the city, but we do make those agencies aware that we found rats, you have to fix the problem. So yes, don't be very specific about your property of concern. If you're providing, let's say I'm calling and I'm like, hey, I live at 2 Park Avenue and there's rats across the street. Your 311 operator may be like, okay, 2 Park Avenue, and then that's the address that the health department will receive and will go out to. So, Anita, it's very important that they're reporting the specific address of concern. And also, it's very important that they're saying rats, mice, rodents, because if it's garbage, if it's something else, it'll go to another agency first. If it's garbage, it may go to sanitation. But if the main concern is rats, you definitely want to include that in your report, and definitely not your own address, but the address of concern.
Thank you.
Any other comment or question?
Mr. Chair, you have Anaconia Rodriguez with, I guess I don't know if you want to entertain questions from the public. Anaconia Rodriguez Martinez.
I mean, why not? That's it. Now that she's here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Anna Gauna from the Hunts Point Express. In the case that these homeowners um, need guidance, where should they be calling instead of 311? Do you have a particular number that they can call or an email that they can reach out to?
So I've shared our email in the chat box. It's ratportal@health.nyc.gov. That would be the email. The quota letters will have a specific number that will lead the property owner to the regional office in their area. So there's multiple numbers, but your best bet is ratportal@health.nyc.gov for any questions, guidance, comments. We do prefer to get our complaints to 311, but we do often receive complaints to our rat portal mailbox, and we will direct that complainant that we will respond asking that they submit a 311 complaint and send us those numbers. But yeah, ratportal@health.nyc.gov would be the best place, will be the best contact for guidance, questions, whatever rat related.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Martha.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything else that you want to add. I know we have kind of a long agenda. I just want to make
Okay.
that.
I just want to conclude with our Rat Academy. So our Rat Academy is our community-based training. We have several academies coming up. Our schedule can be found in on our website, nyc.gov/rats. We currently have Rat Academy, 2 Rat Academies coming up. We have a Rat Academy on Friday, 12:30 to 2:30. This Rat Academy is geared towards community gardeners. We have a gardening academy, and we have an academy geared towards property owners, building residents, general academy for community members. So our next academy will be this Friday, 12:30 to 2:30. If you're interested, you can email us, ratportal@health.nyc.gov. If you bring your phone to the QR code, you'll get to that page with all of our scheduled dates. And then on April 14th is our next Rat Academy for building supers, homeowners, managing companies. Companies are a general academy. It's being held in the evening, 5 to 7. If the community board or Villa Maria, I believe Villa Maria has sponsored in the past, but if there's a community group that is interested in sponsoring Rat Academy, you can definitely also email us, ratportal@health.nyc.gov. The sponsoring process is pretty easy. We develop the flyer, we pick a date, we ask for your logo, we get everything together, we work on the WebEx platform, which you're familiar with. If interested in sponsoring our Rat Academy or attending before you sponsor, please shoot us an email or visit our website for any upcoming dates. And so if there's any more questions, but that pretty much concludes. And thank you for having me.
Thank you, Martha. This is really interesting. I didn't know that something like this existed, and I think you can share all that information with the community board, so we make sure we give it out and we have it available for the community or whoever wants that information. With them, we have it available. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, Martha, thank you so much. This is Love Betancourt.
We did. We
Hi,
did.
love. How are
Hi,
you?
honey. We
You did sponsor. Love was our
yes.
contact for
Hmm.
Villa Maria. I believe that we did it either right before the pandemic or
Yes,
right
and
after. You
exactly.
might have been like our first virtual. So nice to hear your voice.
Same here. Thank you so much for being here. And Cliff, my VP, also was interested in sponsoring another one, so he'll be in touch with you.
Great. I'm putting our email, my email, our website, um, and I can follow through. I can follow up through. Kenneth, thank you for inviting me for all of our resources and any additional information that you might need. So thank you all again for having me.
Take care. You're
And
welcome.
yes, goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So
Thank
our
you,
next
Kelly.
presenter is Alicia Garcia. She's from the Enrollment Specialist of Prospect Early Childhood Education Center, and she's gonna, do a brief introduction of the program. So the floor is yours.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. As he mentioned, my name is Alicia Garcia. I am currently the enrollment specialist here at Prospect Early Childhood Education Center. We're located at 730 Kelly Street, which is right off of Longwood and Prospect. Currently, we're offering 3K and pre-K for children born in 2018 and 2019. We're a shelter, however, we are separated from the actual the residents of upstairs. We're downstairs and we have a separate entrance as well. You can go to the next slide. So our centers are staffed with licensed and certified teachers from DOE. So everybody that works here has years of experience. They've all been fingerprinted. They all have gone through substantial, certifications and trainings to make sure that we give the children the best education possible. Um, so as I said, we offer 3K and pre-K, which are from 8 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. And we also offer extended services, which are until 5 p.m. for parents who work and need the extra time for care. Uh, Following slide. So because kids are here from 8 a.m. till 2:20 or 5 p.m., we offer breakfast, lunch, and snacks. So our breakfast and lunch are all cooked in-house downstairs by Fresh Daily. Everything is bought fresh. And then our snack time, we give them we try to give them as healthy options as possible. So fruits, vegetables, the most that they'll get that is sweet is like animal crackers, but we'll always try to give them milk, water, things like that. We also have a lot of activities. They're meant to enrich the children's mind and stimulate their learning as they prepare to enter into public schools or wherever their next step is. Our activities include circle time, which develops positive relationships between the children and gives them the tools to engage with one another. Yoga for strengthening of the children's growing bodies and helping them improve their flexibility, which can reduce their chance of injuries. And weekly, we have a music class that comes from a third party that comes to enrich the children and ignite all areas of child development and skills for school readiness, including intellectual, social, emotional, motor, language, and overall literacy. This third party is funded by the city, by DOE, and it's about maybe an hour, 2 hours, and the children really get to enjoy learning about different sounds. They're not listening to the music that they'll listen to on TikTok or YouTube. It's like recently we had jazz from New Orleans and things like that, giving them that type of, diversification that they may not get at home or anywhere else. So all of our so it is completely free for everybody. We do not charge anybody anything. We take HRA vouchers, we take PA vouchers, we take ACS vouchers, and we're also funded by DOE. So any child who is trying to get private education can still get this education without having to pay out of pocket. Following slide. We provide meaningful opportunities for parents and family engagement in the children's education, including a parent advisory council. So this means that monthly or every couple of weeks, we try to meet with the parents, see what parents would like to have for their kids here, see if they would like anything different. If they Parents are always welcome to join us. Because of COVID, we've been restricted. However, at any given moment, we might ask parents to come in and help us with the kids if they want to do a show and tell and teach the children about their culture, things like that. We always try to keep parents involved. Children are exposed to reading, the arts, science, and STEM, as well as physical activity, including we have a backyard where they have swings, they have a slide, they have, things that they would have at the park, but in house. And we also have a garden. Now that spring is here, we are actually planting and we are teaching them about just the general idea of how things grow and things like that. At the end of the school year, we celebrate the milestones with a moving up ceremony, which is kind of like their graduation into public school or wherever their next step is. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions?
I do have a question. Um, how many how many locations you have? Only one, this one, right?
So we only have this one, yes, in the Bronx because we are under the Prospect residence,
Mhm.
but we also have locations in Queens and Manhattan.
And in terms of capacity, how many kids can you have?
We can have between 20 and 30. Right now we have 10. We have 4 teachers, so we have extra hands as of right now. And we're looking to enroll more kids, especially now that a lot of them are turning 3 this year and are starting 3K.
And do kids needs to start like a school year, or can you start like right in the middle? What would be
No, you can start as soon as you turn 3. So recently, in
okay.
the past, on Monday, we have 2 new students that started. One of them just came from Guatemala. So we also accept immigrant children. We don't care about the status. Um, and we also have a child that came down from the residence upstairs. So we have a diverse, um, we have a diverse choice of children here as well.
Thank you.
No problem.
Mr. Chair, we have 2 hand raised. We have Maggie first and then Cynthia.
Go ahead.
Aggie, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Alicia? I wanted to ask, being that it's a shelter and it's on the top and the bottom, there is a security guard
Yes,
to
we
protect the
have.
children?
Yes,
Because you
we
said
have security 24/7.
the shelter is where? Where is the shelter located? On top of you or on the bottom?
Upstairs.
Stairs. But there
Yes,
is a security guard there, right?
yes, we have multiple security around the whole area. We have, I would say, every shift we have about 10 security guards here, and they're 24/7.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
And we have Cynthia with her hand raised.
Hi, I'm not sure if I missed it, but what is the process of getting a student enrolled? Do they have to live in the shelter?
No, we take private children as well. We take anybody as long as you were born in 2018 or 2019 and you're already 3 or 4 years old, we accept you. So the process would be the parent would call me. I would give them a list of the documents that I would need. We would fill out an application for DOE. They can start almost immediately, but they would start off as school day, which would be until 2:20. And once the Department of Education accepts their application, they would be able to stay until 5 o'clock.
Okay. That's great to know. Thank you.
No problem.
Any other question? All right. This is good information.
Thank you.
So, if there's no more question, thank you. I really appreciate you, Alicia, for coming in and share this good information with us. And we make sure that more people get to know about the program, at least until you get to 20 to
Louis,
30.
I'm
Yes,
sorry. I have one more question. Do they
go
have to
ahead.
live in the district?
No,
Okay.
you can either work in the district, you can live in the district, whatever is convenient for you. We're just worried about having the education for the kids. And there's no requirements.
Okay. Thank you.
No
Thank you.
problem.
All right. Yep.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, can you move the agenda down? Because I cannot do that. Okay, now I can. Okay, never mind. So our next presentation is Twyla Waters, waiters of Steps Up for for Better Living, and she's gonna be talking about their organization and informing about the committee and all that. So Twyla, the floor is yours. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thank you, Louis. Um, I did send my flyers because I don't know how to share the screen. Is it possible you could show
When did
that?
you send the flyers?
Uh,
Oh, this was about a month ago. I didn't realize she wanted to put those up today because I
it's
emailed out.
okay. It's okay.
I can send it out, and they've been posted, but I can send it out to everyone here.
Okay. And that's another thing. The flyers that were presented just a few minutes ago, can they send them to me as
Yeah,
well?
sure.
So
Sure.
I can, thanks so much. Okay, once again, my name is Twyla Waters. This is my new position as Community Partnership and Engagements for Step Up for Better Living. I'm am a social worker, but Step Up for Better Living just got its name in 2017. We were formerly Senior Living Options, but we do so much more. Um, and we have two locations, one at 941 Hoe Avenue, which we've been there since 2005. We are an organization that works inside of a management, which is called Wavecrest Management. If you've probably heard of Wavecrest Management, and it was formerly Knickerbocker Management. But our job is to provide social services for the clients there. Um, and first and foremost, we reduce recidivism. Most of the clients that reside in the buildings were formerly homeless. So we're the liaison and we keep the families housed. But we're growing, so we have other things that we do. We we have trips for the kids, activities for the seniors, um, and like I said, we have two sites: one at 424 East 147th Street, and now 941. We've been there since 2005. And but we can't advertise that we are Step Up for Better Living because we're inside of a management there. But um, I'm just happy that I'm on this Bronx Community Board too, and to know more about health and human services because we want to serve the community and the clients that do reside at Step Up for Better Living on Wavecrest Management. And I'm just overwhelmed with everyone that is speaking right now. And um, please check out our website. We also do distribute, emergency funds to Western B for clients that are uh, stressed for food. We have a nutrition program ran by Cornell University, and we don't turn anyone away. Anyone that would call if you wanted to refer some of your clients or people that you know that are in need of social services, we are here to help. So, and as I said before, we are growing, and just want to help.
Mm.
Just look us
Twyla,
up.
I just have a question.
Mhm.
I mean, how your organization is doing after so much need during the pandemic? Because it has to be so overwhelmed, especially during this time.
Well, we did for the past 2 years we've done pop-up distributions. So we would go into the community, and Food Bank of New York helped us with that. We partner with other organizations, such as we be partnering with you as well to help us achieve our missions.
Wow.
And then we're thinking about doing another pop-up distribution with the food bank sometime in this summer. And we also distribute backpacks for the children at both locations just before school starts. So that will be in August. We have barbecues, and we just got our website up and running, but we've been doing a lot of work for the community, but just getting the word out was kind of hard, but we're getting it out now.
Can you share what's the website with us, please?
Oh, I put it in the chat, but it is www.sublnyc.org. We have two co-executive directors, Luis Rodriguez and Cheryl A. Dennis.
Thank you. Thank you. This is good. Any other questions?
Please.
So if someone is interested, just call or have to go to the website. What would be the process?
Yes, you can go to the website, or you can call. The number's on the website as well, or call. And
is it open to everyone, or is it just for the residents?
We help everyone. We used to just help the 18 buildings that we service, but now we help anyone.
Okay.
And if we can't find it, we will refer you to someone that can. But
you share the phone number too, please.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry about that because the numbers just changed.
All right.
Okay. 929 928 3811.
929 928 3811. And there, who's going to answer us? Oh, the person that you just mentioned, or just going to be an automatic?
No, that's another thing. We answer the phone 9 to 5, or you can call 347 424 9538.
Okay, 347 424 9538.
Hold on, sir. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. Please delete all the numbers that I just stated, because we just hired a new program assistant, and I was just told that all the numbers go to her. So
Okay.
her name is Rosa del Carmen.
Rosa del Carmen.
Beautiful person. And her number is 347 483 9134.
3.
Okay. 347 483 9134.
4. All right.
And my job cell, I put it in the chat, but my job cell is 347 219 8884. I've had that number since 2005. So if it's any problems, just call me 347 219 8884.
All right. Thank you very much, Ryla.
No problem.
Really good information. Is there anybody else have any other question?
I have a question. I'm sorry, and I'm having
It's all right. Go ahead.
difficulties here logging on and off. But Twyla, you mentioned something about not being able to advertise because you're in a residential building. So are you in an apartment? What is that? Are you in a commercial space?
It's well, at 941 Hoe Avenue, um, when you come in, it's a management office. So we set up shop inside the management office. We share a space. At 424 East 147th Street, that is a building with all social services, and we rent out a space there as well. We're looking to get our own building, but until then, that's what we've been doing. But we are growing, and one day we will have a building that says Step Up for Better Living, but right now we don't.
You got Cynthia. I don't know if that's your hand is raised. I don't know if that's prior or.
Hi, Cynthia. Does that make sense though to you?
I'm
Yes.
sorry, it was prior. It was prior.
All right. Thank you, Twyla. Really appreciate your information. And this is good to have.
Yes, and if everybody could get the flyer, you could get a better. I'm a visual person, so you can get a better understanding.
Thank you. All right. So moving along.
I want everyone's flyers too.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're more than welcome to join us every month. We always meet every first Tuesday of each month at 5:00.
Okay.
So you could be also part of our committee if you want to.
Yes, I do.
It's a good way to network also and to provide information and share what you do and you hear what's going on in the community, and you also will identify resources for you to
share.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So our next presenter is Vanessa Hernandez. She's from the Family Enrichment Center, and she's going to share with us some resources. Vanessa, the floor is yours.
Hi, Louis. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Vanessa Hernandez. I'm the community liaison for Our Place, the Family Enrichment Center. For those of you who aren't aware of what we do, we're located in Hunts Point. We're fully funded through ACS. Grand Wyndham is the organization that runs the FEC, also as the Family Enrichment Center. And we basically, what our focus is, we do primary prevention work in the child welfare system. So even though we are fully funded through ACS, we don't do any reporting, we don't do any follow-up, any case management. Our role is really to work with the community and families that are at risk of going into the child welfare system. So we explore and brainstorm with community together, collectively, to figure out what are the strengths in the family and the community to do our best to prevent them from going into the child welfare system. And it started out as an initiative, and after the initiative, the data collection showed that it was effective. And so it started off with 3 FECs, one in Hunts Point, one in Highbridge in the Bronx, and one in East New York and Brooklyn. And because of COVID, we were able to demonstrate that the family enrichment centers have a positive impact in community, where ACS invested into community work, where community decides what is best, what is their need, they're the experts. So now they're getting ready to expand 9. In total, it'll be 30 FECs in all 5 boroughs. But right now they're getting ready to expand 9 new FECs across all 5 boroughs. And there should be one coming in the Mott Haven area. I believe is Little Flower, the organization that's going to take on. There's one in Soundview that's coming in as well. But I just wanted to share that, and I can go on and on about all the work that the FEC does. Every FEC pretty much has the same, they follow the same model that ACS brought into us, which is the protective factors, the parent cafes, economic mobility, but every community has a different need. So every FEC thrives differently. Where in Hunts Point, we're able to really tap into our parent cafes, our communicate and paint events. And in Highbridge, it looks completely different. They thrive with entrepreneurship, economic mobility. So again, all these these new FECs, they'll be expanding. But I wanted to share that just for anyone out there that is a service provider and even partnering with us to move forward and addressing some of the child maltreatment issues going on in the community, or just even a resource to support community members or any community events that we can support you guys. It's always good to partner with everyone. We also do have a group of women that come crochet, which are seniors. And they enjoy it. So we serve everyone, even though it's an ACS funded program. We do our best to serve the entire community. Even if they're not from Hunts Point or Longwood, we do our best to work with community as best we can and co-create with them too. And so what I wanted to share with you guys is we have this resource coming up. It's a credit course. We did it last year. We did it actually in the beginning of COVID, where it was a webinar course where participants were able to join a credit course and they were able to learn about how to sustain good credit rather than building it, because building it is easier than sustaining good credit. So we were able to do that, and we're bringing that back. It's free, but this time it's just a webinar for an hour, but it also brings individual coaching. So anyone interested in learning how to build your credit, sustain it, learning how to read your credit report, we have a facilitator who's actually from Longwood. He was born and raised. His name is Derrison Boudier. So he'll be our facilitator. And I just got the flyer this morning. So Cynthia or Ralph, I'll send it over. And I've been sharing it on our Instagram also. But I'll share that with you guys soon. And I just wanted to let other organizations, other partners know that this is free. We also have one webinar, I believe in May 4th in Spanish. And that one, we've had in the past undocumented community members attend that webinar where it's free, but they also get to learn on how to use their ITN numbers and partnering with somebody like Capital Bank, where they give them access to get a credit card, and they get to learn like you can actually use your ITN number to build credit. Which we learned that as we went along too, because that was something that I thought wasn't possible to do. So that's the credit course, and again, it comes with free individual coaching, which is really great. So you get that one-on-one support as far as like getting to learn about your credit and sustaining it. And we also, right after that, sometime in May, we're going to have a home buyers series. And the home buyer series is for first-time homeowners who are interested in purchasing a home, or who just want to get the knowledge and resource on how to, go about purchasing your home. Our facilitator is also someone from the Bronx. We did this before just to try it out. It was like let's see how this works. And we did it for 5 weeks for 1 hour. It was free through Zoom. And our facilitator gave everyone an insight, like step by step, what is it that you need to know, what you need to look for. There's grants available for first-time homeowners. There's also grants available for homeowners that need repairments and don't have the financial needs to do it. So there's some grants available that our facilitator shares with you. And it's not just for the Bronx, it's also for Westchester County and Rockland County. That she specializes in having all that information. So once I have that flyer out, I'll definitely share it with you guys. It's a great, great resource. Even if you're not planning to buy a home anytime soon, it's great to just know the inside of, the basic of having good credit, what to look for. She even breaks down of the inspection part of after you got approved and you're moving forward. She shares like what you need to look for. What are some things that, we don't really know about home, buying a house and all that, all of that good stuff that once you go into it, you don't realize how much work it takes and how much information, and it's a lot, but she really breaks it down. So we're getting ready to bring that back in May, and I'll definitely share that with you guys as well. We also have Our Instagram, we have a website, which I'll add the link, but we also have our Instagram, which is more active, where you really get to see a lot of the stuff that we get to do. We do so much. Sometimes we don't have enough time to like put it all together and say everything that is being done at our place. But you can follow us. If there's any way that we can support you, please feel free to reach out to me or anyone at our place. We have Emily Lopez, our director, and Denise Carr, our family advocate. You can always reach out to us. And we also are hiring a career coach person at our place where this position, we're looking for someone that is from the community, that has expertise in entrepreneurship, helping community find jobs, but also this individual will be working with community members where they can apply for micro grants. So anyone that is looking into establishing a small business on their own from the community, this person will be the one that they get the support from, and they get the resources on how to go about it. So if there's anyone that you guys know or anyone interested in the position, I'll send out the flyer again to you guys so that you can fill out the application. If there's anyone in the community that you know, please share that. And that's it on my end.
Thank you, Vanessa. I don't know if anyone have a question. I know the Family Enrichment Center has been doing a lot of noise down there in Hunts Point. You didn't mention the book club. You didn't mention when you guys come out and do the cleaning thing, the cleaning days in the community. And it's a group that is really, really, really involved and active in the community. So thank you for sharing all that information.
Yes, thank you. And you know what? Thank you for bringing up the book club, and the action group is something that the cleanup that we do with Urban Health Plan, the Hunts Point Community Partnership. I mean, it's so much. I could go on and on of all the stuff we do. And I will say this, the only challenge right now, even after COVID, or even that we're still on COVID time, it's the capacity that we have, the limited capacity that we have at the center. So before COVID, community was able to just walk in. A lot of times we have parents that just really need a break from whatever's going on at home. They come to the center. We don't scan everybody. We don't take any documentation. You can be undocumented, documented, whatever the case may be. But right now, our space is limited because of COVID. So that's always been a challenge. It still is a challenge for us. We look forward to going back to how it was before, where we would take trips. And we have the amazing book club where it's a group of community members, mainly women. They collectively choose a book. We read the book, and then we talk about, we relate to it. We practice a lot of self-care, self-love tactics, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And just so much. We have also Miss Millie's Closet. Anyone that needs clothing can come to the center, pick out some clothes. It is set up as a boutique so that community still feels, still can carry their dignity and respect, so they don't feel like they're picking out secondhand clothing and, feel some type of way about it. If anyone here has a parent, family that just needs some type of support, looking for a resource, they can always call us or walk in, and I can give them an appointment where they can come back. Our laptops are available for community members to use them, print out any documents, or apply for a job. I could go on and on about it, but that's just some of the resources that we have coming up, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Vanessa. I think Cynthia has a question. Cynthia, go ahead.
Hi. Hi, Vanessa. So, question, you said that you have laptops that they can go and use. When you're having those webinars, would they be able to use them then and there, or is there like certain times?
Yeah, so I'll send you the flyer. I'll send you the PDF. So on the PDF, you can actually click on a link. It'll take you directly through Zoom. But I'll also, what I'll do? I'll also send you a Zoom invite with all the information. So if they need to call in, they can do that. The webinars it's 4 of them in English. So if they can't, it starts tomorrow. If they can't do it tomorrow, they can always come back I think it's the other 4 Wednesdays. And they can just join if they can join for a half hour and then they have to leave. They can always come back and do it again. It's just something that, you know, the facilitator wants to give back to the community, being that he's from Longwood. And it's really great. You learn so much. I mean, I learned so much about even reading my credit report. There were some things that I had no idea what they were. And that's where you get the individual coaching. And, you know, they break down how APR is really, you know, how to read them and know the difference. Like, I didn't know that a store credit card is dangerous compared to just a bank credit card. So things like that. But I'll send you the PDF flyer, and then I'll just send you an invite so that you could share, and I'll put it up on our Instagram again.
Okay.
Clifford, you have a question?
Yes, quick question. Regarding your boutique, is that a location where you accept donations of clothing, clean, new, used?
Yes.
Yes.
So Miss Millie's boutique, Miss Millie's closet. Miss Millie is one of our community members from Hunts Point. She's very active in the community. She came up with this idea, like, there's so many community members that they need clothing. So the way it works is, if you would like to donate, you can donate clothing, children, men, women, and one of our staff members, Tone, we go through it, right? We make sure that it's gently used, that is presentable. We hang it up on a rack. It's usually done on Mondays, but it's actually open any day as long as there's a staff member at the center. So we're there from Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. But if you would like to donate some stuff, we gladly take it. And if we feel like, hey, this is not a good look, you know, we just put it on the side. But that is just so that community has access to come in. We've had victims, you know, that just they come in from different countries, or something happened, you know, anything, and they have access to pick out stuff. I mean, we get some really, really good things, and it's for the community, and it was created from a community member who came up with the idea. So anybody that you know, just have them reach out to me. I'll put my information in the chat, and they're more than welcome to come up. If you want to donate, that's fine too.
Where's that location?
Yes. The point.
Right next to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Twilight, you have a question?
Hi. Okay, so I've been trying to convince people of preventive services regarding ACS, and it's very hard for people to believe that they're not going to get a case or anything like that. And one lady did ask me, and I couldn't answer. Do you report? Is your reporting to ACS?
From us, so our reporting, so we are mandated reporters, but our reporting to ACS is not with the Division of Child Protection Services.
Okay.
Right, our reporting to ACS comes from the Office of Children and Family Wellbeing, which is a total different division. But indicate, we've had families that have gone into the system. We've had families that came to us and said, look, somebody came, you know, CPS came to our house. Where we come in is we ask them, like, how can we support you? Do you need a job? Do you need mental health services? What is going on in a home? Things like that. So our role is not to add any more damage to what a family or community is going through. Our whole purpose is to work with community to prevent that from happening. And that our work is really just about relationships with the community, right? So again, our reporting does not, it doesn't reflect on what Child Protective Services looks like. We've had situations where families go into the system, and we do our very best to support them in any way that we can. And again, our work is more working on protective factors. So instead of looking at the weakness of a family or the community, we work on strengths. And so again, our reporting is just like, what do we have going on for the month? What are we doing outside of community? But we have no affiliation with the Division of Child Protection. That actually, our relationship is kind of from afar. And, you know, again, this is an investment from ACS where they started to look at primary prevention, which is fairly new. And this is where they decided to invest in communities. So the 3 initiatives that came in with Hunts Point, Highbridge in the Bronx, and East New York, they decided to put these FECs there in the beginning because these were communities where there were high child maltreatment cases coming into the state registration center, right? And so the new 9 that are coming in, those are coming in from based off what COVID case with the statistics of COVID, where what communities were really impacted by COVID. So they're changing the dynamic, they're changing the narrative on how ACS really functions. And our work is mainly primary prevention, meaning we try to come in before there's any what do you call it, any challenges, any when there's families at risk. Our role is to do our very best and work with community to figure out like how can we work together to prevent a community like Hunts Point from having so many child maltreatment cases coming in to the state, right? Where a lot of cases they don't need to be investigated. So that's where our work comes in. That's where ACS took that initiative to finally invest in community and say, hey, let's figure out another way to support families of color, instead of having so many cases against them. And then, you know that once you get a case, it affects you. If you want to get a job in childcare or anything regarding children, it does affect you. So it's a new initiative. It's still fairly new, even though we've been doing it for 5 years. It's something that you don't really hear. So we do look forward to the 9 FECs expanding, and then there'll be another rollout of 20 where you'll get to hear and learn more about where ACS is going with this.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Vanessa. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we're almost done, but we always have our assistant commissioner from the Department of Health, and we have to talk about COVID. We need to know what's going on. So I just want to open the floor to Anita from the assistant commissioner from the Department of Health in the Bronx office. Anita, what can you share with us now? Are you still there? Well, what she talks, I just want to share some data that I got from 10459 and 10474. In 10459, there is moderate transmission of COVID. So it is very highly recommended that, if you are under in an enclosed area, you use your face mask. There were 44 new cases identified in the last week. The 7-day average of the week when by March 29th. This is the numbers. And then 74.42 people are fully vaccinated. This is in 10459. And then in 10474, which is Hunts Point, is also seen as a moderate transmission. That means there's transmission out there. 44 people, there was 44 new cases, and 69.62 of the people are fully vaccinated. We should keep encouraging people to get vaccinated. Boosters are important because by the day pass and you may lose some protection. Now people over 50 years old are allowed to get a second booster. So as long as you have vaccinated on December, so if you want a second booster, you also can get the second booster. I just want to make sure we can share this kind of information because it's very current and we need to know what's going on. So moving along, a new business. I see something here.
Yeah,
Is
this
that
is
you?
just an update from the Bronx Impact. They always give us an update on our district on the number of referrals that they're receiving at the Children Aid Society for us. So we always provide, start providing this. Now, this numbers does not reflect all calls, but just calls that are made to the Children's Aid Society. So, but we want to also, because they have a great resource guide also to directories of, community-based organizations, everything that's in, and you punch in our district, you punch it in by zip codes. So that's what we have here. And I do have an update, Mr. Chair, just a general update. I do see that Love is here. Love, how we doing? So just in case if she can't hear me, oh, I know that Cliff is still here. So the train station at 149th Street and Southern Boulevard, the number 6 train, they're making it ADA compliant. So they actually put in an elevator. So there's a lot of construction going on there. I'm just waiting for a timeline. I know it's affecting parking for some of the local businesses adjacent to it, But I'm just waiting for a timeline of when the construction is going to be complete. So
Where is that again, Ralph?
is the train station at the 6th train at East 149th Street.
Oh, okay.
So it's on the Southern Boulevard side, and there's some local businesses there that are being affected because there's construction going on. It's taking up on the street. So we just I'm looking for a timeline, and I'm gonna actually ask MTA probably next because we're full for our ECHO meeting for April. So I'm gonna ask MTA in May to come in and give us an update on what's going on there. I'm happy that Cliff joined us regarding the rap portal because a lot of that was with regarding the Villa Maria. So yeah, that's where we at with this. So I don't know if Love or Cliff can hear me, but that's what's going on over there.
Yes, I can hear you, Ralph.
All right, if you could relay that to Love, because her camera's on, but her mic is off, so I don't know if she can hear or not.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
will.
You're Ralph. Also, any announcements?
Have an
Any
announcement.
announcement?
April 13, we having an autism walk at the 41st
Yes.
precinct.
Next Wednesday.
It's 11 a.m. Come join us to support kids with autism and the parents. Thank you.
Oh, where is going to start the walk, Maggie?
From the precinct, it's gonna be a short walk
All right.
from around Longwood or around the corner, like a short walk.
Thank you, Maggie. Any other announcement?
Hi, Louis. I think you're calling me. I'm sorry about that. I have an announcement.
Go ahead, please.
Hi, so it's Anita from the Health Department, and I just want to mention to folks that we are seeing an increase across all age groups, an increase in COVID cases. And what we're seeing, the highest rates right now is between the ages of 25 and 34 years old. So we're strongly recommending that all New Yorkers wear their mask in public indoor settings, make sure that you get vaccinated and get boosted, as well as if you have any symptoms, you get tested. It's important for us to continue to get tested. And if you need any testing, please, you can call 311 or look on our webpage so you could see where you can get this information. And then in terms of the second booster, it's available now, and it's available for anyone 50 years or older and those who are immunocompromised. So that's the update that I have for today. I don't know if there's any questions. We also have the COVID alert so that you could know the risk. And so there you're going to see if we're currently at a high level, but right now we're still saying low alert level in the Bronx.
Thank you, Anita. And just in case if you're really looking for one of those home tests for COVID, Urban Health Plan is giving them. All you have to do is just go there and ask for one, and they'll give it to you. And I know DOH also is giving them everywhere.
Yeah, that's correct. We're giving them to community partners, and we're also giving them to individuals. You can also request personal protective equipment. So we do have masks and hand sanitizers to distribute to the community.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Any other announcements? Well, if nobody else have any announcement, we adjourn the meeting. Ralph, anything else you want to add?
Mr. Chair, you did a great job today. Thank you. A lot of productive information here. So thank you.
And
I'm sorry, Ralph, you were calling me? I'm sorry, guys.
Love, yeah, I just wanted to give you an update about Tu Farmacia.
Oh,
That's
please tell me.
That's MTA. They're doing a compliance for the train station. They're putting an elevator there. So I'm going to request that they come in May's meeting for ECHO to provide an update. But that's going to be some time. It might take them like about a year and a half, 2 years, preventing any other delays because it was already delayed because of COVID. So I want that in writing from the MTA so I can present that back to you. But I'm going to also request that they give us an update in May or where they at with the timeline of the construction there.
You know something, Ralph? This is great. At least I have something to take back to the merchant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I apologize. I forward you the email. I'm waiting to hear back from Chavez. He's my liaison with MTA. but I'm going to request that they give us a presentation next month. Well, the presentation that they gave us was in general about train stations complying with ADA. So we have a couple of them on our starting on 149th and Longwood also. Those are the two. They're doing 149 first. So eventually it's going to come to Longwood. Simpson Street has an elevator. Intervale has a escalator. So I don't know how they're going to handle, and Prospect. I don't know how they're going to handle those. But that's where we at with that. So, okay.
Appreciate it.
Once
Thank
I
you
get
so
it in
much.
writing, I will forward it to you. But I
Please
saw that
do.
were
Thank you
here,
very
so I
much,
just wanted
Ralph.
to give you the update on that. Okay.
Thank you for
No
the update.
problem, brother.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for bringing that to my attention.
Have a good night. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. Any motion to end the meeting?
I motion. Oh no.
You have Lynette. You have Lynette, and you have, I don't know if Sonia is still on. I know Jennifer had to get off. Sonia's still here. Lynette is here.
All right.
You wanted them to make the motion.
I
Pasquale.
motion.
I'll make a
Who's that?
motion.
That was Lynette.
Okay.
And
That
Pasquale.
was Shatoria.
Oh, Shatori is here. I didn't see you, Shatori. How you doing?
I'm well.
You had
Yourself?
you had quorum, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. You had 6 out of 8 members. You had your quorum.
All right,
Mr.
good.
Chair. So thank
Thank
you,
you,
Shatori.
everybody, for being here today. Have a great and good week, and please stay
You
safe
too.
out there.
Good night. Thank
Okay.
you.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.